Welcome back to Scene Rundown. Let us watch A Shop for Killers. The announcement of firearms training is announced at the opening of the film. There are some men on the field strolling around with guns. One of the men is positioned inside a van using a sniper to observe a house. Jeong Jin-an is the target. She gets scared as the stranger shoots the family portrait first. Two more persons are visible inside the house. A lady seemed to be in pain. She is forced into this difficult situation and is reminded of Jung Jin Man's astute advice. A flashback shows Jin Man explaining blind spots to her. The human eye is limited in what it can see. Using blind spots is helpful. Jeon makes use of this knowledge right now. She pushes it out after taping fragments of broken mirror to a broom. Consequently, the outside assassin shoots the mirror. She discovers a blind spot by doing this again. The assassin proceeds after realizing she is planning something. Jeon leaps towards the fallen gun just in time, causing the bullet to miss. Jia discovers a rifle when she tosses the sofa. The assassin aims at Jeon only to realize she is already aiming at him, and she pulls the trigger. We are taken back in time to when Jeon was arrested for beating up a man. She calls Jin Man, who is the only family she has. She hears a policeman telling her about Jin Man's passing on the other end. Jeon is told by the police that he committed suicide. Jeon asks if it's a homicide, but he says no, as they've looked into the situation. But Jeon notices a strange tattoo on his arm, which she did not know. She gets reminded of Jin Man's antics while returning home. In case she got caught in a hail of bullets, he had brought her a steel cabinet. She was also requested to recall her student ID number. She remembers that before he passed away, he had told her this one last time. Jeon notices flowers at the burial from an unidentified individual named Comrade Lee Yong-han. After the funeral, Jeon goes into the empty house and sobs because she misses her uncle and feels alone. Bae Jong-min discovers her waiting outside. Actually, they have been friends since they were young children. Jin Man sold garden hose on his website, which Jong-min had assisted him in redesigning. In addition, he offers to help Jeon clean the bathroom, since it is where they discovered Jin Man's body. Jong-min discovered a cell phone concealed in a cupboard as he was cleaning the bathroom. Jong-min entered Jeon's room as she was crying because he had forgotten to give her the phone. When she turns it on, she observes numerous payments being made. She looks at his account balance, which comes to 18.7 billion won. They are well aware that selling hoses will never bring in that much money. Jeon and Jong-min search the internet for hints. Behind the hoses website, Jong-min discovers a sinister page. When they open it, they discover that guns are being sold there. Jeon learns that her uncle was selling guns illegally. Furthermore, a note on the website asks when they may expect their cargo, to which Jeon replies that the store is closed and that she will reimburse them for their money. In response, the other individual queries if Jin Man has passed away. He also says he would come get Jeon. That is the moment when the doorbell rings. When Jeon asks who's on the other side, a woman answers that Jin Man was learning Chinese from Min Hai. There is something odd visible in her bag. Despite Jeon's refusal to let her in, Min Hai goes through the gate. Additionally, Jeon gets a message pleading with her not to be killed by anybody else since they wish to be her killer. A flashback of Jeon when she was 7 years old appears. After a long time, Jin Man has gotten in touch with the family. In addition, Jeon and Jin Man spar amicably over who gets to eat the meat off the grill. Jeon is introduced to by Jin Man, who requests that she keep him in mind. As killer drones get closer to the residence, Min Hai is prepared to kill Jeon. A flashback to Jeon's grandmother's death is shown to us. At the funeral, Jin Man gets into a confrontation with Jeon's father, and Jeon's mother asks Jin Man to take her home. After that, he brings her home and tells Jeon that she should never be afraid of dying because difficulties are always coming. Jin Man had to go to the funeral parlor after receiving a call. He requests that Jeong only open the door for his friend. She is asked to provide his friend a riddle, and she is only allowed to open the door if he succeeds in solving it. Jeong agrees. Soon after, someone is at the door, but he doesn't answer the puzzle. As soon as the man unlocks the door and prepares to enter, someone pulls him out. Jeong hears sounds outside, like fighting. After a month, Jin Man shows Jeong around his house. He informs her that he isn't her father and never will be, and that he won't do anything for her that they would do. She trips at the gate as she walks in. That night, Jin Man gives himself a self-slap for robbing Jeong of her parents. While she is now self-sufficient, she still finds it difficult to get along with other students. She gets bullied all the time, until one day, Jeong Man saves her. Jeong has dissociative amnesia, aphasia, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which prevents her from speaking. One day, 3 boys lock her in a storage room as the bullying persists. She experiences hyena hallucinations. She begins yelling Jin Man's name out of fear. She sobs as he gives her a hug after he breaks the lock. Then, making reference to both this day and the day her parents passed away, she begins to shout at him for being late. Jeong and Jung Min explore the website more in the present. They discover that only those with codes are able to enter and make purchases there. With every task, there are variations. Code red for killers, those who buy guns. Code purple for spies, those who sell information. Code yellow for cleanup crew. Code green meant that someone with that access would never be assaulted, and in the event that they were, everyone would have to put their lives in danger to save them. Only 2 individuals, Jin Man and Jeong, have code green. As Jeong is attempting to comprehend it, they are attacked. When they enter the living room, deadly drones are all around them. They open fire, but Jin Man has rendered the entire location impenetrable. The glass is broken, and explosives are spat out by the killer drones. Jeong Min hides inside the steel cabinet. When the drone launches an explosion, it bursts apart the doors. Jeong storms into the room and shoots down the drone with a slingshot in order to save Jeong Min. Assassins are shown preparing to find Jeong, whether living or dead, by taking their choice of weapons. They even promise a sizable reward to whoever finds her or murders her. In a flashback, Jin Man shows Jeong how to handle a pistol but cautions her that handling a gun has risks because there could be death involved. Jeong and Jung Min are now battling drones. When they attempt to use the steel cabinet panel as shield, the drone fires sticky bomb again. They are blown away, but Min-hai saves the day by taking the drones out of commission. Jeong Min is sedated by Min-hai, who also verifies Jeong's identity. She begs her to stop being careless and to behave more like her uncle. Jeong is asking questions, but Seong-jo shoots a bullet between them, causing them to flee. Jeong is constantly protected because, as Min-hai discloses, there is a code embedded in her forearm. She tells Jeong that the reason her issues are resolved each time she calls Jin Man is because of the code. When Seong-jo and the others see that Min-hye is assisting Jeong, they start to worry. The earlier moments are set in action. Jeong smashes Seong-jo's car window with a sniper rifle. Jeong is asked by Min-hye to hide at Jin Man's workshop while she fills in for her. Seong-jo fires at Jeong and Jung Min as they enter the storage room, but they manage to enter without gunshot. After locating Seong-jo, Min-hye kills his driver. Recalling Jin Man's remarks and her ID number, Jeong unlocks the storage unit's lock. When they both arrive to a basement, they run into an odd man wearing a mask, who introduced himself to them as brother. The men of An Song-jo are now inside the shed, fighting Min-hye. In a flashback, Jin Man is asked to testify against a man in court. All that is known is that Jin Man receives a call announcing Bale's survival and his impending family pursuit. The warehouse's lights go off in the present. Min-hye is on the move, eliminating the assassins one by one working in the dark. Mr. Kim is the only killer left alive. He believes he has Min-hae after they fight, but he begins to become blue just before he passes away. His hand was injured by the poisoned knife that Min-hae had used. Brother is in front of Jeon and Jong-min. He is knocked out by Jeon, and they bind him to a chair. Jeon begins to reflect on her strange upbringing. In a flashback, Jeon enjoys a disco pang-pang ride with a date. Rides with him in his motorbike home. One day, Jin Man, Jeon, and his friend Pasil are all working in the warehouse together. She had to ask for Pasil's assistance. She requests that he teach her his Muay Thai moves. He wants to send his child to a private school, so he agrees if she pays. When Jeon accepts, the instruction starts. In the following months, Jeon learns Muay Thai. At present, Jong-min and Jeon are currently sidetracked. Brother has leaped out of his chair, seizing this opportunity. Jeon is trapped beneath the floor by Brother, while Jong-min is close to the massive network connectors. He hands Jong-min handcuff magnets before proceeding. Brother explains the terms for Murtha helps transfer. After her consent, he takes her outside. When she asks him to free Jeong-min, he tells her not to put her trust in him. Jeon is informed by Brother that Jin Man's death was caused by Jeong-min. However, Jong-min also claims to have notified her uncle where to find her when she was imprisoned in grade school. She is confused by both of them. She reflects on Jin Man's advice to accept accountabilities for all of her decisions. Brother requests that she watch a video to see why Jong-min is untrustworthy. At the same time, she asks Brother to give Min-hae guns after seeing the CCTV, and he agrees. But he also wants her to stay there no matter what happens. Brother and Min-hae reunite after meeting. Min-hae is surprised that Brother is a grown-up now. After setting Jong-min free, he gives her a hug. He refuses to let go even when she says it's all right. Rather, he gives her an injection and confesses that he was also the one who had locked her in school. It was a mistake. He smiles at her as she asks him who he is, worried and confused. In the epilogue, computer-controlled weaponry is obtained by Seong-jo and his squad. When Jeon awakens, how will she manage? Will Jeon be saved by Min-hae and Brother if they survive the attack? Jong-min wants to use the servers for something of his own, or he wants to take over Murtha Help. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for the conclusion.